Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. It's Wendy here from Little Nest Crafts. Thank you for joining me this evening. I hope that you've had a great weekend. It's Sunday evening here and it's been a bit of a showery day today, but it's still been quite pleasant. Had a nice church service this morning and went out for lunch just to end the week for my husband's birthday. And yeah, we've had a lovely day. So the video that I'm bringing you this evening is my second design team project video for Suzanne over at Non-Stop Paper Crafts and Mandy of Sunflowers and Doors, who've got into a collaboration and they've produced two beautiful kits under the heading Bugtopia and Entomology Story. And if you go over to Sunflowers and Doors Facebook page or Non-Stop Paper Crafts Facebook page and also their Etsy shops, then you will see what beautiful papers they are. I haven't unfortunately printed all of them out. You'll see a few of them, well, you'll see a few Suzanne's this evening, because I've used Suzanne's kit to do the little project that I'm going to be showing you, and I plan on doing another project in a day or two with Mandy's section of the kit, but they do complement one another, but I wanted to keep them separate for the purpose of this little project. And the project that I'm going to be bringing you tonight is to make a little ephemera folder to hold all your pieces of ephemera belonging to this kit. Now it's the first time I've made an ephemera folder before, so just bear with me. I have forward prepped just to save time to try, because my videos do tend to be roughly about an hour long, and I know some of you can't spare that time to sit and watch. I know there is the fast forward button but yeah, it's just to save you a little bit of time and to make this project a little easier. So if you want to follow this Bugtopia, if you put hashtag in front of it, Bugtopia, you'll see all the videos by all of the design team members that are going to be put underneath this heading. And if you follow and like and comment on all of the videos, there are I think there are prizes to be drawn at the end of the month, I think. But there are freebies, so keep an eye on Suzanne and Mandy's Facebook pages, because they are bringing out little freebies throughout. One freebie a week. Well, it might be more than one freebie, but they're going to be released at once a week, and they'll complement this kit. And both kits, both Mandy's and Suzanne's kits, are currently offering a 25% discount. So if you like anything to do with bugs and creepy crawlies and nature, then I'm sure that you won't be disappointed with this kit. So what I've done in the way of forward prep is I've taken some of the ephemera, and as you can see, there's oodles of ephemera here. You've got envelopes and tags and little booklets. Suzanne's freebie this week was to make a little field notes booklet, which is what I've done here. And with the freebie kit, which came out on Monday, you've got envelopes, you've got the little cards here, yeah, and all sorts. That's the little ephemera project that I made the other day. So if you go into my YouTube page, you'll see how I made this little viewfinder, and it does actually rotate. And yeah, so that's going to be going in my little ephemera kit. You've got field specimen cards, you've got ATC cards, you've got I've forgotten what these are called off the top of my head, but they're like the old calendar cards that come out on a Rolodex card. So yeah, there's all sorts in this kit. So I'm going to move those to one side with that, and I'll show you what I've done. So basically, it's really simple. All I've done is I've printed off the pages from the kit, and isn't that stunning? So that's one of the pages, and I'll show you the others. This is another page, and I've printed them single-sidedly so that you'll see why in a moment. So there's that one, and then you've got that one, which is a beautiful collaged kit, and then you've got some that are more plain like this. And then I've actually glued two pages together. So you'll need to do that. Just print out about 8 pages and glue 2 together. And you don't leave an opening or anything. And that's all I've done, is I've glued 2 together and I've inked around the edges. So that's another one of the pages. That's another one of the pages. And that's another one of the pages. So you can put them in any order you want. And what we're going to do now is glue this one together, because I've prepped the other. So I'll move those out of the way, because I do tend to get glue everywhere when I'm gluing. And I'm going to use Fabri-Tac for this one. I have been using Tombow glue, but it takes a little bit longer to dry, and it makes your fingers really sticky. So for quickness, I'll use my Beacon 3-in-1, because I can rub it off my fingers if it does go everywhere. And I've not put any glue in the middle. I mean, you can use whatever glue you do you, as they say, and use whatever glue that you prefer. And I'll just put a bit in the middle there, and I'll just spread it over to the edges a little bit, the corners, to try and get the corners. Here we go. Now then, where's the backing? And you can feel how sticky my table mat is now. I just want to make sure that that's the right way up. So that's going to be the top. Otherwise my butterflies are going to be upside down. There we go. There we are. Nice and straightforward. Not quite perfect, but we can trim that little bit of white off there. And there's a little bit on this edge here. I'm sure I could have just inked them really. There we go. And I'll just put the lid on my glue, and I will ink on the edges there, on both sides. So I hope you've had a lovely day today. Chris and I had a lovely lunch, nice roast lamb dinner with all the vegetables and what have you. It was lovely. Always enjoy it when you don't have to cook it yourself, although I do enjoy cooking. There we are. And I've been on the wind down now as well after our retreat with Rachel and Bella Crafts, which has been absolutely fantastic. And I am going to be releasing a video shortly, just telling you all about it once I get all the girls, because I've used a photograph. I'm just trying to get the glue off there because it's sticking to my pages. There we are. It's got a little bit off. And yeah, so fantastic retreat. So if any of you are thinking of going on a retreat, then do go. You'll make some wonderful friends. There we are. And then what we need to do now is get some vellum. So here I've got 4 sheets of vellum, and I need to just roughly decide how deep I want my pockets. And I'll use my pencil. So I think I'll give it a fairly reasonable size pocket for the bottom one. And then we'll use my guillotine. But the only thing is, it's not going to go in because I've got my small one. So let me have a look. How am I going to do this? I could do it with my I could do it with my long ruler and my Stanley knife. So I'm just going to move those out of the way and get my metal ruler. 1 second. And I'm just going to turn this round here. And let me see if I pop that on there and try and get it straight. So if I measure that to there, It's just under 8. Let's have a look again. Smidgen under 8. That's a smidgen over 8, so we'll just move it under a bit. There we go. Okay, wish me luck. Have we cut through? Almost. There we go. So that's one set of pockets. And then we want to decide how deep we're going to do the other set. So if we put those at the bottom, like so, how big do we want the ones at the top? Let's have a look. Probably about half the depth of that. So we'll put those over there and we'll do the same again. Excuse me. We'll start from there, make sure we go straight edge. Pop them over into that corner, like so. And then maybe push that over there. Oops. Try and keep them all together. We're going 6. So just measure there again. So that's 5.5. Yeah, that's about right. And probably lots of you have probably made one of these before, but I haven't, so I thought I would give it a go. And I've missed that bit there. There we go. Slide that up a bit. Wasn't quite long enough. I'll use my scissors to do that bit. There we are. So that's the spare. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So now we need to make them fit each page. So, seeing as that's the neat edge, and we want them to go not right at the end, but we want them to go to the middle. I think what I'm going to do is fold them in. Oh no, I'm not going to fold them in half. So have a look. Let me fold my page in half first. That's better. Get a better guide then. And we want them just so that it's not quite going to go into the centre of your page, into the middle of your page, should I say, because that'll interfere with the closing of your, when you try and close your pages in half. So we should make these the same size so they look nice and uniform in the journal, in the ephemera holder. So that's those. And then we can use these to measure for the bottom ones as well. So I'm going to put them all together like so. Slide those in, and then use that as a template for the bottom pockets. There we go. And we'll do the same for these four. There we go. Just pop that out of the way. And then it's a matter of getting all our pages together. No particular order, you put them in the order that you want. Let's have a look. I will have a flick through. Oh, they're beautiful, they look lovely, don't they? That's rather nice for a centre page. Yep, I think I'm quite happy with that. Now, I've only used 4 pages, but you can put in as many pages as you wish. But for speed of the project, I thought I would just make a small one. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to glue my pockets in, and then I'll go away and sew them. But I'm just going to put ever such a tiny amount of glue along 3 sides. Oops, and I'll tell you what I haven't done. To strengthen the ends of my pockets, I was going to use some washi tape. So it doesn't matter that I've glued that bit, because I'll put some washi tape on now. And this is Christmas washi tape, but I like the colour of it against the oops. Come on, Wendy, get it straight. And the reason I put a bit of glue is to just give it a bit of added strength. And then we'll fold that over the top, and that just helps to prevent your edges from tearing. So I'll put this one in now. I'll just run across with the glue there. There we are. In fact, I might not machine these, because I think they should stick really well with Beacon 3-in-1. And if you smush it along the edges, you don't, you know, it dries. Well, it is a clear glue anyway. So yeah, I think that looks quite nice. So we'll do the next one, and I'll put that to one side, and we'll do along the edge again. With that, and then I'll get my washi tape, try and go half on, just slide it up a bit. There we go. There we are. Maybe I'll do all of these first. Oops, not very straight. Hope you can see what I'm doing, and I'm sorry if I've gone off camera. I keep forgetting to check. I must invest in a setup with a longer arm for my camera. So what other projects have everybody been involved with? Are any of you taking part in this collaboration? Hope so. If you are, post all your makes on the Facebook pages of Mandy and Suzanne, because we'd love to see them. So that's 2. I'll rub my glue off so that it doesn't go on the underside. There we go. I'll try and speed this bit up when I do the editing, because it is a bit laborious. So sorry about that. Well, that wasn't exactly half, was it? Not to worry. That's 3. I'll just do these 4 for now, because we might not want pockets on every page. We might want a belly band or something to tuck things in. Just take that excess off there. Right, we'll have a look. So we'll put a pocket on. Or maybe I might put a belly band on that one. And we'll put a pocket on that one. So there we go. Make sure it's not interfering with the middle. And we'll get another one for here. So I'm putting the rough side to the inside and the smooth side to the outside. There we go. There we are. And we can put another one over there. I've got glue on the back of this one. Let me just get my glue remover. There we are. There we go. And I think I'm going to have another belly band there. Or shall I go for another pocket? Let's have a look. We've got a belly band on the second page there. So I could do a belly band in there, couldn't I? Yeah, I will. I'll put another belly band there for now anyway, and we'll put two pockets in the middle. There's one. And what's nice about using the vellum is that you can still see the page through, and you'll be able to see your ephemera as well. So I just need to make another pocket for there. So I'll put a bit more on here. I'll pop that one on the side there. Oops, a bit close to the edge there. Right, so what I'll do, I'll put you on pause now. Oops. Does that come right over the edge of the page? Not far off, I don't think. So I'll pull that one down just to match it a bit. There we go. Another one here. There we are. Just turn that page over. So I'm going to put a belly band there. We'll have a pocket here. Oh no, I'll put a belly band there. So it's not all on the same side. Super duper. Oops. Watch your pages a little bit. Oops. It's sliding off the pages. Right, so we're going to do a belly band on that one. And then we want another pocket for here. And here. So one more pocket. Oops. So just trim the little bit that's over there. I think this washi tape, although it's got snowflakes on it, it looks quite nice because it blends with the colour, you know, the colour of the roses and things. And it's nice to use my washi tape because I don't know about you, but I hardly ever use it. I forget about it. So this is ideal. And It's nice to use up some of your stash. So I'm going to put a belly band there, and then we want to do the same with the other pockets, the shorter pockets. So I'm going to put you on pause, and I'm going to do all the edges with my tape and stick them in, and I'll be right back. Right, everybody, that's my pockets in. So we've got the smaller ones on the top here and the larger ones on the bottom, and I've done that process throughout the journal. Whoops. And then we've got space for our belly bands. Just make sure that my pages are okay and nothing's heeding the pockets in the middle. There we go. I'm still debating whether to sew them. I suppose they'll, you know, give them added strength if I sew them, but I'll wait till they're dry because my little cheap sewing machine has given up the ghost, and I don't really want to use my brother embroidery machine to sew through glue, but I might not have any choice in the matter. So now with these strips that we've got left over of the vellum, I'm going to make the belly band for there, and we're going to do the same by, I'll just cut it to size, and then what did I do with my pencil? I'll just cut it to size, and then these bits can be done, you know, for little extra pockets, so they won't get wasted. So let's cut another 2. I can't remember if I've given 3 belly bands or 4. So we'll cut all those the same length and save those pieces. And it's the same process here. I'll show you one and then I'll do the rest off camera. So we're just going to go down the edge here. There we go. Snip that. And I'm going to try my best to get it half and half. Mind you, if I put the best side to the front, it won't really matter. There we go. Still not half and half, but never mind. We'll, as I say, we'll put the best side to the front. So that's that one, and then we'll do the same on this side. Oops. I'm going to try and match it now, see? It's my OCD. I think I can just about see it underneath. There we go. Take potluck. Better than the other side. A bit skew-off there, but never mind. And then we'll just trim that excess there. And then what we're going to do is pop it down there, and just put some glue along the top, and I'll just rub it in with my finger because it does help hide it a bit more. And I just need to trim the bottom there too. That's it. And we'll trim that bit, pop that roughly in the middle. not quite at the top or the bottom. Rub any excess glue away, and then that gives us a lovely belly band to pop an envelope or something behind. Look, there we go. So that's that one. So we've got 2 pockets in there, and we've got another belly band here. So I'm going to do a belly band that comes along this way. Now then, will that be enough to do 2 in case, yeah, just in case there's another spot. So let's have a look. We'll cut that to there, and that'll give us a belly band to go across the middle. So I'll leave that to one side, and we'll do the same here with our tape. Oops. Got glue on that side. There we are. And then the same on this side. Go. And just trim that edge a little bit there. There we go. And that's the best side. So we'll put a bit of glue there and a bit of glue there. And we'll pop that across the middle, like so. And we want a tall belly band for there. So another one of these. Just gone up a bit on that edge, so we'll just move it over a bit, like so. There we are. Right, there's a blob of something underneath there. Oh, not to worry. We'll smooth it out. Probably a bit of the rolled up glue. Right, let's pop this down here. So that's the best side. Let's have a look. I need to pull it up a bit more. That's better. Oops. Start again, Wendy. Oh, crikey. Gone way off course there. Right on the edge. I should use the lines on the board. There we go. It must be because I've not got the thing straight on the board. Sorry about this, everybody. Let me line it straight on the board. That's better. Use your common sense. Right. Where are we? If I put that there and that there, that's better. There we go. But because I've got glue now, I'll just clean it off a little bit. There we are. Okay. Making things more complicated than they need to be. Okay, let's have a look. Trim the edge. And then we'll pop some. You could actually use lace or whatever you want, really. So we'll pop that on the page. There and there. Fairly straight, hopefully. And then, do I want a long belly band or a short one? Let's have a look. We've got more pockets that we could have there as well. So, I could have a short one there, and then a long one at the back on there. Yeah, we'll go for another short one, shall we? Because you can hang envelopes over them or something like that. Oh, what am I doing now? See, I'm jumping the gun. Jumping the gun. Right. That there, that there. Fold it over quickly. There's one. And along this part. There we go. There's two. Oops, a daisy. And then we'll trim there and glue down there and refresh the glue along that bit. Oops. And then we'll pop that in the middle. Quite like that, because you can still see the butterflies. Okay. And then I've got, how many pockets have I got? Could I turn that into two pockets? I could make it one pocket at the bottom. Yeah, we'll do another pocket at the bottom. I think they're probably what we use most. Let me just measure that. It'll be a bit of a smaller pocket, but that doesn't matter. There we go. And we'll edge. I won't put that straight either. Oh dear. Not straight at all. So let's have a look. So not to waste it. There we go. Okay. Sometimes I think it's easier to do it the other way around, but on second thoughts, no. There we are. That's better. Tiny bit to snip there. Get the glue off there. It's a bit wet. Otherwise it's going to go all over my book. And then we want some glue down there, along the bottom and the side. And we'll just spread it a bit thinner. There we go. Get that page, put that down there. Lovely. And then on this one, I might use a couple of smaller ones on the back, like that maybe, and stagger them for some of the smaller pieces. There we go. So pop that one down there in the bottom, and then we'll do another small one at the top. There we go. Oh dear. Glue everywhere. So a bit more glue down the side, along the bottom. Same again there. Oops. So that's going to fold there, and we'll just stagger it there. So that is the basics of your ephemera holder. So we'll just straighten everything up, and then we'll have a look at seeing if we can pop some of these things in. We've got field notes there. We've got these two cards here that I've backed, and I'm going to make some secret writing spots, which are one of my favourite things to do. So let's have a look. We could put that in there, and those in there. We've got a pocket here. Now that could be in one of the middle belly bands like that, because it'll stop it falling out. There. There's my little piece of ephemera, my little butterfly pinwheel that we could put up there, and then my field notes little booklet that I made. Wants decorating up a little bit on the front. That can go in there, and I'm just going to rub that shiny bit of glue off there. Or you could do that, but that might stop it sliding. And then what have we got here now? we've got another envelope, which, where's that big belly band? Oh, I put my notebook in there. Let's have a look for the other one. There we go. So we've got another envelope there. And we've got some of these little cards. So that could go in there. We've got some gorgeous tags. And some larger tags here. They all want inking around the edges, so I'll do them off camera. I'll just slot these in here for now. They all need eyelets and things as well. So where's another big pocket? So they can all go in here and put lots of tags in. And what else have I got behind here? Let's pop that tag can go in there. Then you've got these. These are the pieces of Rolodex. So will they fit in? Yeah. If I get them all together. So you've got your Rolodex pieces there. And then we've got some lovely ephemera here, which is nice magnifying glasses. And then we've got smaller tags in here with, let's have a look. What else have we got? I'll pop those in that one maybe. In fact, what I'm going to do is pop them in the back where we've got these, oops, little ones. So we've got all these little pieces, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut that in half and put a little pocket on the front of there as well, so that we've got tiny pieces here that we can put in. So bear with, and I'll be right back. Right, everybody, I've finished the main part of the ephemera holder, and oh, excuse me 1 second, so I don't cast any shadows. I'll just switch my overhead light off. So I'll give you a quick flip through, and all I've got now is to do the outer cover. And what I've done is I've prepped 2 covers. I didn't know whether to use a hardish one, which is from some Amazon packaging, like so, or whether to do a soft cover one, again with some Amazon packaging, and I'm more inclined to do that one. And I'm going to cover it with some collage paper, and then what I thought I would do is put, where's it gone? There it is. That on the front cover, and then this one on the back cover. But it's going to be, you know, something underneath it, either some, I did think of covering it with some scrappy paper, which I thought looked quite nice, and this is just some packaging, but it wants ironing a little bit to get the creases out, and I think I'm going to go with something like that, wrap that round there, and yeah, and do that as my front cover, and then put Entomology. I could cut out this from my opening sheet, or we'll see. Anyway, I'll give you a flip through at the end of the video when it's completed. So I'll just move those out of the way for now. And I was thinking of including some ephemera pockets as well. I've started to do those with some collage pieces from the kit. And so if you imagine that this has got a cover already, all I've done is I've kept the pocket here as like a tuck spot, because I'll tuck the paper behind and decorate the front here, I think. So I'll move that out of the way for now. and you'll get a part A and a part B. So part A will be the cover, doing the cover. So without further ado, here's I've stuffed it with what ephemera I've got at the moment. So you've got a little field notes book there, my little pinwheel there, and I fussy cut that with my cry cut, so I was really pleased because I've only just worked out how to use it. For courtesy to Suzanne, I hasten to add, if you go on to, if you've got a Cricut and you don't know how to use it, if you go over to Non-Stop Papergraph's Facebook page, Suzanne posted a really easy to follow instruction guide to get you started on how to, you know, print and cut with your Cricut. So you've got a field notes book here. That's the belly band we put in, and then this idea I got from watching Hilltop View Journals. Steph, she made a little ephemera folder, and blow me down, she put the tiniest bit of glue on the back of these ephemera pieces and stuck them to the belly bands and stuck them to the front of the pockets and things to save putting them in your pockets, so it saves room. And you can peel them off, you can take them off, you just pull them off when you need them and replace them with other ones, or you can leave them as a decorative piece on your belly band. So I thought that was a genius idea, Steph. Thank you very much. So we've got tags in here. I'm going to make some invisible writing spaces there, secret writing spots, lots of tags here. So the pocket's absolutely stuffed, you know, we put plenty of ephemera in. These are the what did I call them, Rolex cards that are in the kit. You've got some huge tags here, more Rolex cards there, some ephemera there. You've got a big envelope here, which is lovely. It's got some bumblebees on the back, and some more tags and ephemera in the pockets. These are some pockets to go in your journal. That's also in the kit, so they fit lovely in those pockets there to store for when you need them. There's some more ephemera cards here, look, really nice to put in your journals, and these can be hinged to a page, so to use as flip outs. Look, you can make little holes in, put some eyelets in, and hinge them onto your journal pages. Oops, sorry, I put them in the wrong way now. There we go. Tuck them in there like that. Here you've got some field slides. So I've left them with the pieces in, ready to cut out. And then you've got some more ephemera stuck down the belly band there. Some more tags here. You've got room in this pocket here for more. And because I'm doing a larger journal cover, it doesn't matter if you've got tags in that stick out the top, because I've given myself plenty of room when I do the cover. So remember that if you're making yourself one of these. Here I've just hinged over the edge of the pocket the little whale tail tabs, and there's some more ephemera in there. I reduced the size of their envelopes by putting 2 to a page, so I've got my smaller envelopes there, small ephemera creepy crawlies on there, and I've left the numbers and little labels whole, and I've just tucked that down that belly band there. And you've got the smaller ephemera at the back and another spare pocket there for some more ephemera, because obviously you're going to be getting more freebies over the next, you know, until the end of June. Both ladies will be releasing some more challenges, and with the challenges you get the freebies that come with it. So I hope that you've enjoyed watching that come together, and it's inspired you to make one for yourself. And I hope you'll join me in part 2, where I do some collaging on the front of here, or maybe not collaging, maybe just covering it with some packaging and tidying it up a little bit and sewing the signature in. So hope to see you in the next video, and until then, take care everybody, and I'll say bye for now. Bye.